Okay, let's see what's going on here. Let's play a 15-minute game. Pound some nerves. Actually, I'm not even sure. What am I rated right now in the 15-minute pool? 1670 is what I'm rated. Alright. That's kind of low. You see, my best was 1825 back in May. That was a while ago. Oh boy. Holiday season. I really don't want this video to be longer than it needs to be, so please someone pair me. Did I even click on 15-minute pool? Whoa. 15, come on. Already in the pool. Oh, what? Cool fractal. Rated 17. Why do I always get black when I record? It's a curse. And I think I played this guy the other day, and I had a much better position, and he beat me on time, which is really frustrating. Surely. No? Okay. You know what? I lost a game recently against the Evans Gambit, so we're going to hope he goes for that. Normally I play 2 knights. Nope. Okay, so he's playing this way, so we can get this pin and potentially pressure on d5. We're just going to go h6. You go bishop e3 maybe? No, he stops the pin as well. That's not a good move. It wastes time. I wonder if I can get d5 in one move later on. God, these games are really stale. It's just so symmetrical. I'm just going to play d6. Okay. I'm not sure what this is about. Okay. Maybe I can play bishop e6. If he plays bishop e3 after bishop e6, it's just going to be frustrating. After bishop e6, he could always get bishop to b5, but then I have knight e4, knight takes, pawn takes. I don't know. That doesn't look so great. But I always just go a3 and, or excuse me, rather a6 and just see what's happening. Because if he goes a6, bishop a4, b5, bishop back to b3, I'll just chop, and I'll have pretty nasty pawns. So let's go for this. A little bit of pizzazz in my play. Now he's just going to retreat. But oftentimes capturing here can be frustrating because the rook is kind of tied to it. I mean, obviously the knight protects it. Alright, so what am I doing? Maybe he'll play bishop e3. He might play knight a4. I don't know. I'm just going to tuck him back for now. In the event of knight a5, I'll just recapture the a-pawn. Yeah, he goes bishop. It's like we had the exact same ideas. I don't really know what to play anymore. This position is just so meh. It's so meh. What do I do? Get a knight to g6 maybe? I mean, I don't think he can really play. Maybe he can play d4. I don't know though. I don't know. He's playing really quick. I need to find a move here though. Obviously a6 isn't good. I could take and trade bishops maybe. And if the position opens, maybe the coordination of my rooks will be stronger than his. And if he takes with the knight, I can just immediately go d5. In fact, I might just go bishop takes now and then go d5. Do I need to go rook e1 before? No, because he hasn't. Okay, let's just go for this. We're going to take. We're going to see what he wants to do. If he wants to go with the rook, that's fine. Because this knight will continue to protect. Yeah, he's going with the rook. Okay, I'm okay with this. I could still go for this if I wanted to. Why don't we? Why don't we? Okay. I'm going to recapture like this. So we have only knights remaining. Obviously, if he takes with the knight, I get the recapture with tempo. Yeah, see, that's why you need to sometimes be a little careful with that idea of tucking it back, but it's not like I'm winning immediately or anything like that. In fact, he's got the queenside. Well, double pawn stop the queenside pawn storms anyway. But I always feel more comfortable as we get closer to an endgame. My queen is really active. I'm thinking about 95 at some point, or excuse me, 94 at some point, but not yet. What do I do with the rooks is the question. Because if I want to go f5 at some point, it just seems really weakening for some reason. I don't really need control of e4, and it's not like I'm playing e4 myself. So maybe rook to the d file. But if I'm going to go knight to d4, maybe I should go rook to e8. But then he just goes rook e1, knight in, takes. And I've nailed this down as a weakness, but I don't really see how I get at it. Maybe lift the rook and come over like this. He defends it kind of easily, but at least I have an active position. Yeah, this is what we're going to go for. Yeah, okay, so he's attacking it twice now. 95 takes, pawn takes rook recaptures. Problem is if he doesn't take, I wonder if after knight d4 and he takes, I just recapture with the queen. If that's any good. I don't know though. I don't have any attacking options. I've been looking at rook a4 for a while just to springboard over to the king side. I don't know though. I could play rook a d1, but it kind of doesn't make use of this open file. That pawn is protected enough. What do I play here? Maybe knight e7 to f5? What does that accomplish? Nothing. It just looks very drawish after knight d4. Maybe this game is just drawn. Alright. This game looks very drawish. At least I'm doing okay on time. Yeah, he's just not going to take. And that's the best move, so now I don't really have any way to use this file. Though I can always do tricky stuff with the queen, maybe. Come over to b5, try to induce some weaknesses. Not only that, it covers the rook, so now I can do crazy stuff with my rook if I want to. It seems interesting. Because I can get away with taking this because he doesn't have the traditional swapping of pawns down the open file. I didn't see anything threatening with that queen coming in. It's not like he can attack this pawn. If he goes f6, I really don't care. I might just, well, I can't take it. If he goes f6, I go rook d1. d8, excuse me. And that should be fine. He takes, I'd swap on the e file and play against these weak pawns, and that should be perfectly fine. That should be winning. So f6 would be nice. Or c3. God, I'm playing black. c3 would be nice. I wouldn't mind that. He's up on the clock, though, a good bit. So you can't really see all of his name. He's right at 1717. I'm 1670 right now. Even though I think I'm playing like a dunce. Yeah, because there's nothing with the pawn structure that I can get going. I mean, the only thing that I have to really crow about is the activity of my queen. And that's pretty easily handled. I mean, he can't really do nothing. Like, he can't play rook to b8, really, I guess. Because then I go rook takes e1, queen takes e1, rook to e8, and get control of the e file, and that gives me a little bit of play. Probably more than he wants to give me, anyway. And I could go for rook lifts and, you know, maybe try to provoke another weakness on the king side. Start shifting between the queen and king sides. Not to mention, there's always rook e6 with the idea of not going to g6, but going to c6. And just trying to really prove that c2 is a weakness, because the queen can hit a4 and stay on the open e file, or the entry point to e8, and get some coordination like that. And if he ever takes, his pawns become fractured and weak. So it's not so easy for him either. I mean, it's just a really drawish, but people tend to make mistakes when they don't have obvious things to do, if that makes sense. I don't know if that does or doesn't make sense. But so when there are more candidate moves to make, so like let's say I capture a piece and there are only 2 recaptures. By process of elimination, you can find the best move because it's an easier task. You know, it's like answering a true-false question is a lot easier than answering a multiple-choice question or just an open essay-style question. So it's basically, oh, he's gonna give me the file immediately and make this super weak. I don't understand. What should I do here though? Because he can play rook to e1 and try to play against the open file, can't he? Technically, yes. But I think I can just go queen to e5, threatening queen to e2. Does he play king to f1 there? I don't know. We would liquidate into a pure endgame if that was the case. But I might decline the trades. Do I have anything better than that? Because I don't want his king to be more active than mine in an endgame. There's queen c5 here, but that completely surrenders the file after rook e1, rook takes queen takes a4. But if I'm going to do that, I should probably play queen to c6 and stay on the e file. It probably transposes, because after rook e1, rook takes c2, that might be a little bit more attractive, but then he goes queen to e8 check, king h7, and my queen is nowhere to protect. So he can even go queen takes e7, or excuse me, f7 there. But then I go queen takes d3, and I'm covering the light squares, and I should be good with that pass pawn. So he should probably go after the pawn somehow, but I don't know how he does it. So queen c6. What about rook c1 with the idea of c3 or c4 even? It's all possible. I feel like if I play queen to c5, I might be able to induce more weaknesses, though. He might feel obligated to play a4 or something along those lines. But I lose control of the e-file again. But again, it doesn't really matter. After rook e1 takes 6, queen takes c2, that's an important pawn. All right, we're gonna go for this. We're gonna go for this. This is really risky. But I think, yeah, okay. So he's just gonna go for that. So now I get kind of a free move. I'm still not totally sure what to play or how to play. I could go queen to h5, trying to get rook to e2 in. But I think he just goes rook e1 there. And after takes, I don't know that I have anything. I can bring the queen back to c5. But why don't I just take a move here to do nothing and just say, what are you gonna do? Because I want to keep the pressure here, but I want to get more pressure. I could play rook to e6. Ah, what about rook to e6 to c6? That's cute. I like this. And now it's basically forcing him, because my plan is just to... Yeah, now he has to go for this. Well, he doesn't have to, but it's kind of the obvious idea. Alright, now you get your pawns. Yeah, but... I think this is just good for me. So the question is, who's queening faster, I guess? I need to be accurate here. I wish I was in a dark square. This might still be drawn, too. I have to be careful. If queen takes b3, queen takes b7, d3, he has a5 because of the pin on the queen. So I can't take. And he might be better there. So I might have to go queen takes b3, queen takes b7, queen takes a4, queen takes b6. He still doesn't have any obnoxious checks. And then I just play d3. I think that's what I have to do. This check doesn't really do anything, I don't think. Is it better to have the king on g1 or h2 after checking and picking up this pawn and then taking this pawn? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because I'm going to be on the a file and I'll have a dark square check. I think that's what I have to do. He could check there, I suppose, and go for like a perpetual. I didn't see this. I just assumed he would take. But I can probably bring my king into the center. No, he just goes for this. Okay. There are no checks. Except for this one here. But I can stop it like that. Should I check here first? Followed by playing d3 and then potentially d2? I think so. This looks good. This looks good. I'm liking this position. Oh, I hope I wasn't just calling out the wrong square names as well. I do that a lot when I'm calculating. It's really hard to talk and play. I know that sounds so stupid, but it is really difficult. So I have a check on e4 now. I don't really know how that helps me. I can check on e4. If he plays this move, I can always just play queen e4 and lock his king down a little bit. Yeah, okay. So I wish I had this check, but I don't. But since he's still in a dark square, I don't really have to worry about any obnoxious checks. So I might just play queen c3 here. Queen c3 seems fine. I'm just going to walk him home. I don't see any other better moves. There's queen to f1, but that doesn't accomplish anything. Let's see. I really can't waste much more time. This is what we have to go for. And we're just going to push. Oh, so he wants to get that check. I see. But I can go queen checks. He goes back, check. He goes back again, and then I don't know. I don't really see what the difference is. So I'm thinking check, king g1, check, goes back, d2. I don't know. It gets tricky. If d2, queen anywhere check, like the f file. Wait, I can always just go here, and if he checks again, I just block. Let's push the pawn. I hope I'm not wrong. I really hope I'm not wrong. I really hope I'm not wrong. I think that if I can play g6 and the queen back to g7 to protect myself. Because he doesn't have a check on this rank, so I just go queen back down here. So after g6, he has to do like queen b2 or queen e7 check. Yeah, so b7 or e7. Then I just go queen g7 and block it. And he's out of checks. He has to come back to defend. This still seems really drawish. If I go king g1, he just goes queen e8 check, and the position repeats. So I think I have to go for this. I hope I'm not losing. Well, I can't be losing, can I? I mean, in this position, if I'm going to lose, it's going to be on time. Oh, you can't see the time. He has 9.5 minutes. I have 2 minutes. There aren't too many moves here. He has to prevent me from checking him back to the last rank. Yeah, and that's a good move. Queen f3 check doesn't really do anything. It looks like this position is just gonna repeat itself into a draw. Unfortunately. Is there anything I can do? How ironic that the king would have been better on the first rank. Checks again. Yeah, and now because he's on the pawn, I have to do something like this. But I think my king can just run out into the center of the board and be okay. He's not going to mate me with just the queen, is he? I don't see how he does that. I do not see how he mates me out in the center of the board. I mean, he's got like an early g5 check, maybe? I hope I'm not losing here. He has to check me, otherwise the queens come off. If he doesn't check me, he's losing. I played in a tournament game like this where someone checked my king all the way up the board and then it became like a mating threat. Yeah, I don't think this works. He's gonna run out of checks pretty soon, I think. So he takes the pawn with check. Again, running out of checks though. Well, I think it's obvious to say you can't really take the pawn. That loses to check, and then queens with mate, I think. God, good game. I don't know. Yeah, I was gonna say he could do more checks. I have to be careful here. Come here. He checks on e4. I come back here. Did he have anything? Not really. Okay. I think I'm okay doing this. I'm gonna lose on time. Oh no. That sucks. Oh no. I really have to start playing fast. This is why I wish there was a small increment on 15-minute pool. Yeah, do I take the pawn or do I leave it? If I come here, does he have any more checks? Yeah, he does. Take the pawn. I think he's got a check there. No, because if he... Yeah, he's got a lot of checks that work, unfortunately. Did he just lose? Maybe not. He can pin, but then I start my checking cavalcade. Ah, God. With this time, I don't know if I can win. Oh, he can't pin. He's on light squares. What am I talking about? He can try to stop me from queening, but that's not going to work very well for him. I think he loses. Well, he should be lost. Does he have anything that prevents me from... Oh, that was just mate. Shit. Oh, God. Shit, what am I doing? Whew. 1 second left on the clock. Oh my goodness, sorry I went silent there. My heart is pounding. Say, good game. Oh my gosh. Got a cool 28 points there. Alright, why don't we review this? Sometimes I freeze up in these types of, when I have no time. I mean, yeah, look at this. Just checkmate. What am I doing? That is just wasting a whole bunch of time. That is stupid. God, I just freeze up when there's time pressure. God, what is wrong with me? Okay, well, let's review. This is actually a really bad idea. He needs to play c3 and d4 for a big advantage. Whoa, whoops. Back up. The idea is just to go for this pin and play knight d5. I don't even have to play h6, honestly, but because it was a blitz game, I figured I'd just avoid those complications. So this, I think, is good for me. Well, I don't know. It seems even. Like I said, it was probably a draw, now that I'm really thinking about it. But when he had nothing to do, yeah, he started making mistakes. Giving me the file, giving me the pawn, and just in this position, I feel like I have to be better. Just because of the passer. Is it winning? Maybe, probably, actually. But he does get to pick off all these pawns, so I'm not sure that move was the best. This check, because a lot of the times I could have come to the back rank with check. Like, I'll show you. Yeah, I think this was the right idea, which is good. Well, I never really had a choice, did I? Yeah, and then that was it. I'm not sure what he was supposed to play here. Doesn't look like he really has much of anything. Maybe queen to, like, here? Maybe? To try to prevent the queen? But no, then I just have... Yeah, yeah, so like as I was talking about in the game, you know, the king, I played in a tournament game recently where my opponent tried to play for too much, and he surrendered an open file just to chase my king out to the center of the board, and it became an attacking piece, and I ended up mating him with the king. So, yeah, I guess what was his alternative, right? I mean, he had the pawn was going to roll, but maybe if there's anything to learn from this, don't be afraid to, because if the queen's in, because, okay, so now that he's on this file, if I come back now, he wins the pawn, and this is completely drawn. But because I'm so far down on the clock, I might lose. I'm probably going to lose. So you can't be afraid to march your king up the board. I mean, because his queen isn't going to just mate me by himself. There's no way. Right? And so, yeah, that was good. In 12 seconds at this moment. Just speed moving. There was mate right there. Didn't want it for some reason. And there was also mate. Didn't want it. Mate there? Still don't want it. Still don't want your mate. And now with 2 seconds left, I decide to mate. Okay. Well, guys, that was an exciting game. An exciting finish, even if it was incredibly stupid. I blundered like 6 times in a row there in the end instead of just mating him. I guess I thought that I had a queen, or a rook instead of a queen. But I hope that was interesting. I'm sorry that I always get the black pieces. That's so odd. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the game, and I'll see you next time.